The weight settles like dust on a lab bench when the door creaks open. My younger self slumps against it, the kind of silence between us thicker than the air. They say I'll never make it, that my voice is a discordant note, my hands too still, too silent. I never imagined a man paired by a microscope swipe would pocket his grand prize for a million good wishes about his pain. Someone dismissed my field as irrelevant, my whispers a rumor they'd rather bury than truth tell. Yet here I am, staring at my reflection in a window where sunlight fractures into fractured brilliance, a symphony they can't piece together. They called it a failure. They called it recklessness. But I know it's not failure, it's the quiet reckoning of solitude making way. The years drag like sediment, grinding me down until the last inert thing crumbles beneath me. I've memorized every period table, etched every taxonomy of decay, but my work remains tethered to labs, always tied to skeptics who vanish like smoke. The recesses of my mind hold collages of rejection, early voices resonating with too young, others citing tactics. But then, there's the night I had chlorophyll-based receptors bloom in a rapture of possibility, the moment I saw a child clutch a coral strand to their chest, eyes wide, wondering how it works. That spark burns brighter than any funding, just as it does now. Returning home feels statistical, a ghost of a house once built on my talent. I press plant and husks against the cold floor, their grit a counterpoint to the hollow ache etched into my spine. The family turns suddenly to me, eyes sharpening, voices tangled into static. They've married into houses I can't access, fractured traditions clinging to the soil of exclusion. The air tastes of resentment but also possessive pride, their insistence that my success is their burden to carry. I want to collapse. I've buried the seed, i.e., the idea, wondering if words can stop once the ground grows. Then they show me. It's a pile of barren landscapes, a ton of soil like I really mean to thank them for letting me stay, large rocks jutting emerald vineyards into fields of silence. Mrs. Rollingford's laughter rings too loud, harsh, punitive. "You said it'd be over," she says, stepping closer, her face a mosaic of shared guilt and relief. I'd thought herself invisible, a variable left unturned. Then she sees how the earth holds life, how their legacy, buried years ago, now vibrates beneath me. The family receives this altar, a mural, half unveiled if not revealed. The narrator, that painter friend, tears up. A girl from the old neighborhood who'd mocked the idea all my life rushes forward, voice cracking. "We built this place, Grandma. Will it thrive?" Tears glint in her gaze. The weight shifts, a misplaced we versus our collective warrior. This scene bleeds. The room fractures. Dad's hands clench preciously, daughter's whisper trembles, faces blur into abstraction. For a heartbeat, I'm six again, suspended between storms and hope. When Mike finally lifts his voice, not everything that rusts is worth saving. It cracks something inside her. The family doesn't forgive, but their gratitude undoes what mockery once did. And yet here we sit. The speaker who thought her worth a cage steps through firelight. "I realized," she says, thrusts daub of soil on my palm, "that my refusal to be useful was the seed I needed." The crowd quiets. Somewhere a child plants seeds beside her. The familial tension dissolves into shared breath, the collective acknowledgement of something washed over like rain. Months pass. The fields rise, not as pity's child, but as proof. That family, in their grief and surprise, begins to see. Dad admits, "I envied seeing pieces of the land yours couldn't." Youngest daughter, once distant, calls out, "Why'd you stay?" Her name aligns with the girl who'd mocked her mother. For the first time, the mockery stops being a cage. The success isn't just in the land nurtured. It's the seed sown within her, Hartwell, the daughter she's never had the chance to grow up in. I don't know if the truth lies in its rawness, but when I stand among their shifting sands, I grasp it. The joke never was mine entirely. The ridiculous dream, though scorned, tasted like something worth savoring. The catharsis isn't in the verdict they no longer owe, but in the quiet knowing that the heart's truth, once rooted deep, outshines any dismissal. The story doesn't end with triumph. It closes in the space between after much pain, where resilience whispers louder than judgment. My hands, still clutching soil, know it now. Not that I'll ever become them body, but that even in the face of inherited lewdness, my roots endure.